You're watching the GRTV network. A Guthrie Ranker Company. Motivational expert Anthony Robbins shows you how to master your personal power and gain control of your life. Coming up next on GRTV.
If you or someone you love has acne, discover how you can have healthy, clear skin with an acne treatment system that's guaranteed to deliver results.
If you have acne, you know the desperation, and you'll try anything to make the problem go away. Well, I found a real and lasting solution to the problem of acne. It's called Proactive Solution, and it works.
Proactive is the creation of two practicing Stanford-trained dermatologists. Here's how it works. First, the renewing cleanser buffs away impurities from your skin. The revitalizing toner unplugs dirty pores. Then the medicated repairing lotion destroys the bacteria that causes acne to develop.
I can't believe the softness of my skin.
Proactive Solution can now be yours for this special low price of only $19.95 for a full 1-month supply. And results are guaranteed. Call now and we'll send you this valuable new booklet, Face the Facts. You'll also get the naturally medicated refining mask. You can have healthy, clear skin with Proactive Solution. Call right now.
GRTV Network, a Guthrie Ranker Company.
The following is a paid presentation for Personal Power 2 by Guthrie Ranker. How do you create an extraordinary quality of life today? For nearly 2 decades, this one man, Anthony Robbins, has searched for and found that answer. Now, using education to teach and entertainment to inspire, his systems for change empower millions around the world to improve their lives.
Y'all ready for this?
Live, by satellite, on audio tape, across 42 nations, from Russia to Germany, England to China, his impact is global. Tony Robbins is sought out as a peak performance consultant and turnaround expert. He has met with world leaders like Nelson Mandela and consulted with Mikhail Gorbachev. He has counseled U.S. President Clinton and Princess Diana. Tony Robbins provides the competitive edge. In sports, he strategized with America Cubed, which brought home the America's Cup. He helped the LA Kings reach the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in 17 years. Then when Andre Agassi was ranked 30th, he asked Tony Robbins to help improve his mental focus. Within 6 months, Agassi won the U.S. Open and became the #1 player in the world. Tony Robbins has worked with people from every walk of life, from the most challenged to the most successful. From people like Quincy Jones, Pamela Lee, Bill Farley, and executives from Fortune 500 companies. From the very famous to the very special. Now, Tony Robbins can be your personal coach with his 30-day personal power system. Learn how to master your emotions.
I'm happier today than I've ever been before in my life.
Your physical health.
I've maintained a 78-pound weight loss for 2 years.
Your relationships.
I'm so much in love.
Your finances.
From 0 in sales to $7 million in revenue.
And balance your life.
He's saying, here's the door, here's the key, go for it.
Personal Power is the #1 best-selling personal achievement system of all time, with over 25 million educational cassettes sold. And now there's a brand new way for you to experience it. Coming up, we'll travel halfway around the world to the island nation of Fiji. You'll meet television star Lisa Gibbons, who will interview Tony at the spectacular resort he now owns called Namale. Join us for a television event you will never forget. It's Personal Power 2, The Driving Force, with Anthony Robbins.
Y'all ready for this?
Hi, I'm Lisa Gibbons. As a talk show host, I know that television can be used to tear people's lives apart. I've seen it be incredibly destructive. And I have also seen the opposite. I've seen it be used to educate, inspire, and create change. About 4 years ago, I was doing exactly what you're doing right now. I was watching television. It was late at night, and I got hooked on this infomercial. It was Tony Robbins. And like you, I'm sure I'd seen Tony on television a bunch of times. I mean, he is riveting to watch. But still, I was pretty skeptical about things that sound too good to be true. But I do believe in dreams. So I ordered those personal power tapes, just to see if they were everything that was promised. I gotta tell you, I did the program for 30 days. I loved it. I applied what it teaches to my life and broke through my own limited thinking of, I can't have it all. Today, I have my own talk show, 2 joyous children, a husband I adore, and a career I love. It's amazing then to come full circle from watching that show with Tony Robbins to having my career bring me here, halfway around the world to Fiji, to interview Tony at his island resort. So stick with me. I promise the next few minutes we'll share together can be extraordinarily important for your life.
What a trip.
For over 18 years, Tony Robbins has earned the unmatched reputation as the leader in the science of personal change. He's the author of 4 best-selling books, now published in 13 languages. His Anthony Robbins Foundation brings the tools of change and improvement into schools, prisons, and to the homeless, feeding over 125,000 people in 65 cities each Thanksgiving. His life-changing strategies in the personal power system produce extraordinary results. Ask golfer Lee Jansen. After a slow start in 1993, he ordered personal power to gain an edge. Within months, the 28-year-old's game caught fire. He stunned the sports world by winning the U.S. Open that year. It was the very first time he ever even qualified to play in it. Setting goals helped, he says, but Tony's system took his game and his life to the next level.
It's just not a goal on a piece of paper. There's a whole strategy, there's a whole plan. And if you can follow that strategy and that plan, if you're committed to it, you're going to get that goal. There's no doubt about it. I don't feel like I would have won the U.S. Open in 1993 had I not been listening to the personal power tapes. I think that maybe eventually, yes, but these tapes helped me do it quicker and helped me do it better.
Starting from humble beginnings, Marty Rodriguez, mother of 4, had to figure out a way to support her family. And boy, did she. Using the tools of personal power, she became Century 21's #1 real estate agent in the world, selling a staggering $50 million per year, averaging 1 home sold every 2 days.
People ask me all the time, you're the #1 real estate person in the world for 3 years in a row. Why do you keep listening to Tony's personal power tapes? Why do you go to his seminars? Why do you take your team to his seminars? What is it about this man that is so powerful to you? And I tell them, I listen to him because he is the one who brings out the best in me.
Longtime political activist Bobby Rush dreamed of being a U.S. congressman, but feared making the leap from Chicago's city council to the nation's capital. Personal power helped him go against the grain, and he decided to run.
Tony's techniques, his tapes, certainly encouraged me almost on a daily basis, really just to make the decision to run. Because there were a lot of folks who were against me running for Congress. A lot of people would be surprised that Bobby Rush, an ex-Black Panther, would be a fan and an admirer and a friend of Tony Robbins. But they just don't understand the nature of Tony Robbins and the nature of Bobby Rush. And I think that we share the same goals and objective, and that is to make this world a better place for all.
Tony Robbins is passionate in everything he does, from the way he raises his 4 children to the running of his 7 businesses. Each year, more than 1,000 people from 42 nations attend his Mastery University in Hawaii, where the faculty includes leaders like General Norman Schwarzkopf and financial guru Peter Lynch. This year, Lisa Gibbons was there with Tony and experienced the power of a Tony Robbins event. 1 month later, let's join both of them on location in Fiji.
I gotta tell you, Tony, I've done a lot of interviews, but so far, this is my favorite place.
Me too.
What a great location here in Fiji.
Yeah, I love it. This is where I bring my family and my friends 4 times a year, and we just relax and really design our lives, put everything in balance.
It's fascinating for me to look at what's happened to you since you were pretty much known as that big guy on late night television 7 years ago.
With the big teeth.
That's right, with the perfect
Some
teeth.
things haven't changed.
But when you first started this whole thing, I mean, what must it be like to have the President of the United States call you and say, meet me at Camp David, to have Princess Di want to meet with you, or to have like an Andre Agassi call and say, I need help with my tennis game?
It's very humbling, to say the least, because, you know, I realize I'm just the guy who's on television between the mop and the Flowbee, you know.
Well said.
But but also it's a great sense of pride, honestly, because I know where I've come from. I started out in that little 400 square foot bachelor apartment, feeling sorry for myself, thinking nothing could change, being mad at the world and my past. But fortunately, I was able to change, and the change came from not being willing to settle for that anymore, knowing that inside I was much more than what I was living mentally and emotionally and spiritually, and I was able to find my passion. Because I think, Lisa, that's what most people haven't done. They don't know what they really want, so they don't really tap into their drive. They don't discover what they're capable of, not because they don't want to, but they don't really believe anymore.
When I was finally able to admit to my friends that I was using these tapes, because in the beginning, though, Tony, it was like I knew there'd be a bunch of people rolling their eyes saying, oh, great, she's now, she's a disciple to that motivator guy.
Yeah.
But it's not motivation. Even though you are dynamic and inspirational, it's really creating lasting change. Or that's what it did for me.
Well, I think that's really important because everyone has to find their own passion. We call it Personal Power 2, the driving force, because I really believe everyone has to find not motivation, because that's temporary, it's like a warm bath. We have to find our drive. And drive is something that never ends. And when you find your passion or your drive, it's like you're not doing it to be successful, you're not doing it to make some money. You love all those additional things that happen, but you're doing it because it's what you love, and it gets you up early and keeps you up late, and you notice things, and you have an impact, and you have a sense of contribution, and life is really joyous. And most people never experience that because they never find their real drive. They're caught up in making a living instead of designing a life. So this whole system is oriented towards not only giving you tools, but you're gonna know why are you gonna use them. Because a lot of people know what to do, Lisa. They really do, but they don't do it because they know what to do, but the old phrase is they don't do what they know. And they don't do what they know because they haven't found that inner drive. And boy, when you find it, the lights go on and your life changes like that.
I'd seen him occasionally on television. And the more I saw him, the more I wanted to see him because he looked like he was walking the talk.
Winner of 27 Grammys, Quincy Jones only works with the best. He's the producer of Thriller, We Are the World, and the Academy Awards. Quincy Jones doesn't give endorsements, but for Personal Power, he made an exception because he believes in Tony Robbins.
Self-improvement. It's just knowledge. It just shows you by example that knowledge is power.
Well, as an employer of 40,000 people,
CEO Bill Farley started from scratch and became a billionaire by the age of 40. He has consulted with Tony Robbins for 10 years.
if you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be a businessman, you would clearly have a competitive edge by buying Tony's tapes and going to his seminars. All the above. I've done all the above. And some people would say, hey, he's very successful.
I was in absolute last place on our sales team. And it was just a terrible place to be. And my company had pretty much given up on me. But I started listening to Tony's tapes, and I started writing down my goals. I started taking action on the things that I was learning. I started asking myself the right kind of questions. And in less than a year, everything turned around. I was named Salesperson of the Year for my whole company. My income jumped from $24,000 to $62,000. Just incredible. And my managers were so impressed that they put our whole sales team through Tony's classes.
Can I tell you where I was when I ordered the tapes? I was pretty happy. You know, my life was going along well, career was progressing. It wasn't like bad,
right.
But I was afraid to go to the next level. Do you hear that a lot?
I think the biggest thing for people is that people get caught up in a place I call no man's land. That's where you're really not happy. You're relatively happy,
right?
But you're really not unhappy enough to do anything about it. What we really want to do is show people what's possible again. And that comes from having an experience that shakes up your limiting beliefs. And you had that, I know, with the tape program.
My limiting belief was I simply can't be a great mother, have a successful career, have relationships with my friends, stay physically fit. I mean, it looked like too daunting a task to be this superwoman.
It is a daunting task,
yeah.
Isn't it? It's not easy, but that has been a basis of my focus too, because I have 4 children, I have 7 different businesses, you know, I do my speaking, I'm doing private therapy, I coach people. So in all these aspects of my life, I gotta figure out how to balance them, and that's a good part of what Personal Power 2 is about now, is life management skills. It's like, it's one thing to succeed, it's another thing to really be fulfilled. And I really think that if you have success and you don't have fulfillment, you really have failure. And so what I try to show people is how to not just be happy, not just be driven, but I think the ideal state is happy and driven. Because if you're just sitting at peace, it gets boring. And if you're just driven, you burn out. And that delicate balance everybody talks about is really achievable. There are people that are really living that.
I have to assume that some people watching might believe, oh great, this is just what I need, is another task, another assignment, but it's really a good time. I mean, you can have a great time doing this program.
Oh, did you?
I did. I had a ball.
Well, what I love is hearing people talk about how much fun the process was. Because I have a big belief that the information age has really died already. There's so much information coming at us, Lisa, from so many areas. You've got internet, and you've got CD-ROMs, and you've got 500 channels with nothing on but infomercials, right? and you get stuck watching guys like me, you know? But all this information's coming at us, and there's too much. We can't absorb it all. So the only thing people tend to focus on is the things that move them emotionally, that grab us, that make us cry or make us laugh. That's what we hold on to. So what I really try to do is education changes our life, but it's boring for most people.
Yeah.
So I use what I call E cubed. I try to give you the best education on the face of the earth that really is usable, but I try to make it first entertaining, then educational, and then really empowering. And what I really do in the tapes is I'm pretty outrageous and I'm pretty animated, but I really get you to follow through as much as I can by teasing you and pushing you and get you to take those little steps that as you build one step on the day before, on top of the next day, on top of the next day, at the end of 30 days, you've made a huge change. And I think that's why so many people have responded in such a positive way to this.
He really empowers you, and it makes you want to get involved. You know, he says, okay, I'm gonna stop the tape right here, and I want you to go get a pad. If you haven't got a pad, get that pad and come back and say, all right, you got the pad. Okay, now let's go on. You know, and you feel like, oh, I gotta get up. You know, in the middle of a plane, I gotta get up. I'm gonna find a pen and paper. You know, pad and paper. You come back. Okay, stewardess, you got a piece of paper? Yeah, I think I borrow your pen. Okay, well, I gotta hurry up and get back. You know, so it drives you, and that's a good thing.
It's sort of hope on demand and optimism on demand. You know, it's hard to get that. Sometimes you have really good friends that inspire you, but sometimes you can't reach them. They're busy, or it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I found that with the tapes, I could have Tony on demand, and really come out of that tape session again, with the optimism of a child, so just thinking, of course, I can do anything.
I'm just a regular person. I didn't want to make $100 million overnight. All I wanted to do was to lose weight and keep it off. And so I bought the tapes, and immediately I saw results. I lost 30 pounds, and I've kept off for 4 years now.
John, look at that Nelly. Deeply in debt and unhappy in their jobs, these 3 men had a dream, but had no money, no real plan. They bought personal power, and it changed everything.
Every morning we took the personal power tapes and made it part of our morning ritual.
What Tony did is he taught us how are we going to take this company up to the next level. And I'm proud to say within a couple of years we took it from just 3 guys up to about 50 employees, from 0 in sales to $7 million in revenue. And we're not going to stop there, we're going to keep going.
Personal Power 2, the driving force. 30 days to mastering your emotions, your physical body, your relationships, your finances, and now your time. Here's how the program works. For more than 18 years, Tony Robbins has studied the patterns of the most successful people in the world. In Personal Power, he's synthesized this knowledge brilliantly into 24 action-packed audio cassettes. Now, each day, you'll listen to one tape, after which you'll take one simple action that moves you in the direction of your true goals and desires. Beginning with tape number 1, you'll discover the driving force that causes you to take action or pull back. On day 2, you'll discover what you really want and create a plan to make it real. Next, you'll learn how to eliminate self-sabotage or any addiction such as smoking, overeating, or drinking. How to unleash your financial genius and achieve the financial freedom you deserve. How to discover, create, and maintain a passionate relationship. And how to make sure that with your success comes the fulfillment you most desire, and much more. With your personal power system, you'll also get this newly designed journal, which summarizes your daily progress. And for the first time ever, Tony is releasing a special new video on life management, giving you his own personal strategies for creating a balanced life where your business, family, and you personally feel nurtured and fulfilled. And when you call now, we'll add this special $100 voucher toward any live multi-day Robbins seminar, so you can experience the magic of Tony Robbins live. Now, you might expect to receive all this would cost $700 or $800, and at that price, it would be an extraordinary investment. After all, for a one-day speaking engagement, Tony Robbins has paid $125,000, and he's received $1 million per year for his personal coaching contracts. But with Personal Power 2, you can have Tony's personal coaching, the new video, and a chance to attend a live seminar for just 3 easy payments of only $59.95. Or for just 1 additional payment, you can have the entire audio program on time-coded CDs, which lets you instantly access your favorite sessions and go straight to the problem-solving section you need. With this newly revised version of Personal Power 2, we're willing to take all the risk out of your making a decision now. With our 30-day money-back guarantee, you can use the entire program, and if it doesn't measurably improve your life, send it back for a complete refund. No questions asked. And as a special gift, we'll include with your order a limited edition of Power Talk, where you'll join Tony Robbins as he interviews the leading experts of our day, like Stephen Covey, Deepak Chopra, Dr. Barbara DeAngelis, and Dr. John Gray. So what are you waiting for? Now is your chance to take your life to the next level. Our lives are changed not by being just interested, but by taking action. Start benefiting from the most successful personal coaching system of all time. Call right now. Using education and entertainment, Tony Robbins empowers audiences around the world. But imagine the challenge he had in this seminar with basketball's San Antonio Spurs, capturing the attention of stars like David Robinson. Coach Bob Hill.
You know, before we went in, they said, well, how long is this going to take? You know, is this going to be an hour or 2 hours? And then he walks out. You know, he's in shape and he's well-spoken, he's enthusiastic, he's sincere. You got David sitting there. And so it wasn't an easy group to grab, but I think he got him right away. He just did a fabulous job.
Personal Power works because it helps you tap the power you already have inside to create change. 5 years ago, literary agent Wendy Zorni experienced a tragedy that many would consider unimaginable. On a family vacation in England, both of her 2 young children were killed in a car accident. Broken-hearted but not defeated, she gave birth to a new daughter, but struggled financially and also emotionally, her marriage ending in divorce. She wondered if her life would ever change.
I was in therapy and I wasn't progressing, and there just wasn't really any hope, it seemed like.
Then she saw the Personal Power infomercial and decided to take action.
In May of 1992, I was watching Tony's infomercial and I thought, you know, here's somebody my age who's done what I would like to do with my life, and he seems to have some answers. And I ordered the tapes. Subsequently, they've changed my life. I credit Tony Robbins with saving my life, because I was so depressed and so sad. I don't know how long I could have lived in that state. And I'm a better parent and I'm a fantastic business person now because of what I learned through him.
Tony, when I was doing research to come interview you, I came across these pictures of you as a little guy. Well, you're probably never a little guy.
Yes, I was. I was 5'1" in high school, my sophomore year.
No kidding.
Yes, I was. I'm 6'7" now. The difference I tell people is personal growth.
Exactly. But you looked like every other guy I went to school with.
Oh, thank you very much.
But I mean, you know what I mean? Like a regular guy. There was nothing to indicate that you would achieve what you have in the area of human resources. What is your driving force? Because I think people forget that there was a time when you were overweight, unhappy, lonely, unsuccessful, unfulfilled, the whole shebang.
I think that everybody inside wants a certain amount of success or joy for themselves, but I think what ultimately drives most of us is we'll do a lot more for other people we care